Antoine, thanks for the super chat. He says we're actually built to beat Ohio. Our secondary will be drastically better. I also hope Michigan uses Orge in a wishbone offense. So, I, I'm just not with it as far. Thanks, Antoine. Definitely appreciate it. He's a supporter. He's here every week with us, so we appreciate it. But yeah, Iowa gets no love from me. I just don't. They got so many issues. They've got so much to figure out, specifically quarterback. They got their work cut out for them. So
You know, eh, look, man, you can be as submissive as you want to. I'm not saying it's the toughest place to play in the country. I'm just saying it's very tricky, but we can agree to disagree. But and Antoine brought up, by the way, here's a incredible name. The quarterback. I thought it was Orgy. Is it Org or Orgy? I'm pretty sure it's Orgy. Incredible last name. I will say that, and could be the butt of a lot of jokes. I'm sure. But um, Michigan does have, I think, a huge variety of weapons that Sharon Moore can play with. And what's going to be interesting is uh, how does, I mean, guys, correct me, is it Org or is it Org? I thought it was Org, like spell Orge. Let me see. I'm actually curious now. Let's see. Where is it? He's not on a depth chart. Why can't I find him on a depth chart? I just saw him on a depth chart. You see him, Des? I don't. Hmm. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, I did like what I saw in terms of that. It will be interesting. I don't know about him in the bone because anytime he didn't throw the ball particularly well, but he is big and athletic. So I mean, I'm always very hesitant with those wildcat type offices. When the other team pretty much knows you're about to run the football, and with the quarterback back there, so they can kind of key in on that. Which is why I thought the JJ package that they will put in got even more effective once they allowed JJ to throw the ball a bit more. Um, but still, case in point, that it's never a bad thing to have guys with diversified skill set. Um, so I think another thing too that's going to be underrated is the receiving core. Like, look, I think the one guy, if he steps up, that could take this receiving core, I believe, the top 10 in the country, not just in the conference, in the country, is Cornelius Johnson. We know what we have, and why am I drawing blanks? I'm so
Ronnie Bell.
terrible. Ronnie Bell, thank you. We know what we have in Ronnie Bell. We saw spurts with Andrew Anthony, right? And we also see how dynamic Donovan Edwards can be, being lined up on the outside and in the backfield in the passing game. But imagine if Cornelius Johnson, who was a four-star kid, who at times showed flashes last year, can really start to come into his own. That would do incredible wonders for this team. And it would essentially, like, there'll be no weak spots. And don't forget, you got Big Eric All and Shoemaker at the tight end position. Especially Eric All, who showed himself to be a big target over the middle. Made a game-winning play at Penn State. I think that this offense can be extremely explosive. So that's why I think to get to 10-2 or 11-1 and be Ohio State this year, offense has to be the driving force. Defensively, even if you don't have game breakers, so to speak, Jesse Mentor and Steve Klinscale have to make sure that their defense are find ways to be opportunistic on defense, find a way to punch the ball out, get some fumbles, maybe force some interceptions here and there, but more importantly, being sound in tackling. Yes, Christopher. Because you can't tackle, you got issues, and that's the main thing. You have to tackle. You have to tackle. Cannot let guys, extend plays longer than they should be. It has to be fundamental. It has to be a team effort. Everybody has to be to the football. Those are the little things that you can do, even if you're not dynamic. to make yourself at the very least solid. And for solid defense and a really good offense, you can win a lot of games in college football, especially when you're a team like Michigan, where what 90%, 85% of your schedule, you're the more talented team. Would you agree? So those are the little things that will matter for me for them to get that. I think 10-2, 11-1 type season. I don't see anything undefeated. That'll be, I think, a miracle.